First of all, installation of satellite antenna. It needs 3 screws of this type to mount the bracket of satellite antenna. After mounting the satellite antenna to bracket, it is necessary to locate 4 antenna mounting bases. I recommend you just put on these bases on the antenna, but don't stick these to the roof of tractor so that you could locate these bases position easily. In order to make the antenna mounted as horizontally as possible, you might see the roof of tractor is tilted by your feelings so that you could mount shrapnel and spacer on the antenna mounting bases before you mount the bracket of satellite antenna. The order of installation is that the glued bases, shrapnel and spacer is based on the degree of roof slopes, the bracket of satellite antenna and shrapnel and spacer. Secondly, installation of the steering wheel. All of the following installations require the installation of a shrapnel and spacer. Remove the original steering wheel and mount bracket of steering wheel. It is important to make sure 2 screws on both sides of the bracket screw out the same length and the bracket mount upwards as far as possible while avoiding mounting to the steering wheel bearing. After that, it's time to mount the bracket of motor. We don't need to tighten these 2 screws at first, just keep them simply fixed. And mount spline with 6 shrapnel and 6 screws. In the end, we could take the whole steering wheel and motor onto the steering column of the steering wheel and tighten the 2 screws of bracket on motor. Thirdly, installation of vehicle terminal. We can mount the baffle of SIM card after SIM card has been plugged in. After that, you can let your customers choose one location inside the tractor to mount the bracket of vehicle terminal. The order of fixing the bracket is 2 U-plugs, spacer and nut. After tightening the 4 nuts, it's time to mount the vehicle terminal. Fourthly, installation of power. We can connect the power cord to the tractor's battery, but be careful about shorting the positive terminal to fire. To avoid this, we can remove the negative terminal of the battery first, and then access the power cord of the device. The black wire head connects to the negative terminal, and the red wire head connects to the positive terminal. After screwing the battery screws, then connect the negative terminal of the original battery. This is the safest way to connect the power. Finally, installation of gyros and organize the entire vehicle wiring harness with tie wraps. In this section, it is important to selection of gyroscope mounting location. In my opinion, the gyroscope should be mounted at the attachment point of the front wheel steering, and the wiring harness cannot be bent by steering. After that, connect the whole harness and tie them up. Thanks for your time to learn how to install the PRECISE-Geo agricultural machinery autopilot navigation products on tractor.